Breaking. The hip-hop world is in absolute chaos right now, and fans can't believe the storm that just erupted inside one of rap's most iconic families. Rumors are swirling, tempers are flaring, and what was once seen as the picture-perfect hip-hop love story is now hanging by a thread. Yes, you heard it right. Papoose, the man known for being the ultimate ride-or-die husband, the man who held Remy Ma down through thick and thin, is now making headlines for refusing to raise Eazy's baby with her. That's right. What should die? Have been a private family matter has exploded into public drama, sending shockwaves across the entire music industry. Behind the glamorous Instagram smiles and the seemingly unbreakable bond, there's now a bitter war brewing in private. Whispers of betrayal, hushed conversations behind closed doors, and an ultimatum that could tear everything apart have left fans stunned. How did things spiral this far out of control? Did Remy Ma cross a line that can never be forgiven? And is Papoose really ready to walk away after decades of loyalty? The truth is darker, messier, and far more explosive than anyone expected. And tonight we're pulling back the curtain on the scandal that has everyone talking. It all started with whispers, the kind of hushed rumors that creep through the cracks of the industry before exploding into the public eye. At first, fans didn't want to believe it. Papoose and Remy Ma had built their brand on loyalty, respect, and that unshakable image of a couple who had survived it all. Jail sentences, career highs and lows, and the relentless pressure of fame. But when a video surfaced online of Remy, laughing and walking a little too closely with Eazy at an after-party, the internet began to buzz. And it wasn't just the laughter. There was an intimacy in the way she leaned in, the way Eazy whispered something that made her hide her face, as if she knew she shouldn't be caught enjoying the moment. Pap was furious. Behind closed doors, sources say he confronted Remy immediately. "Don't. Play with me, Rem." His voice was low but heavy with fire. "I stood by you when the world turned its back. Don't make me look like a fool now." Remy, defensive and sharp-tongued as ever, shot back. "You're reading too much into this. People talk. That's what they do. I'm not about to explain myself for every rumor. You either trust me or you don't." But the argument didn't end there. According to a close friend of the couple, the tension in their home became unbearable. Remy's phone buzzed late at night more than once, and each time, Pop's suspicions grew darker. It wasn't long before whispers of a secret pregnancy began to circulate, and when paparazzi caught Remy in a loose-fitting dress at an industry event, fans were quick to connect the dots. What made everything spiral out of control was the revelation that the child she was rumored to be carrying might not be Papoose's. The streets started saying the unthinkable, that the baby belonged to Eazy. Pap tried to keep his composure in public, smiling for cameras and putting on a brave face for fans. But behind the scenes, he was breaking. "I gave you my everything," Pap reportedly told Remy one night in their kitchen, his voice trembling with rage and heartbreak. "I raised your daughter like she was my own. I held you down when no one else did. But you expect me to raise another man's child? I'm not built for that. I won't do it." Those words cut deep. Remy slammed her glass down on the counter, eyes blazing. "Don't you dare act like I'm the villain here. You don't know the full story. You're listening to gossip like some fan on the internet." But Pap wasn't listening anymore. By the time news hit the blogs, fans were stunned. Twitter was ablaze with hashtags like Papandremy and Astra Eazy Baby. Instagram lives were filled with wild theories, with some fans accusing Remy of betrayal and others defending her fiercely. One fan wrote, "Pap been the most loyal man in hip-hop history, and this how she do him? Nah, I can't support this." Another fan countered, "Y'all don't know what goes on in their house. Stop judging Remy off rumors." But things only got more intense when Eazy himself posted a cryptic Instagram story showing a baby crib with the caption, "Ready for what's next." The post disappeared within an hour, but screenshots were everywhere. Fans immediately speculated that he was throwing shade at Pap, fueling the fire that he was the father of Remy's unborn child. Pap saw it too, and that was the breaking point. He thinks this is a game? Pop raged, slamming his phone down. Posting cribs and captions like he won something? I don't play like that. He's disrespecting me, disrespecting our marriage. Friends close to Pap say he began distancing himself from Remy after that. He stopped showing up at events with her, and when he did, his smile never reached his eyes. He would sit stiffly, arms crossed, while Remy tried to laugh and carry on like nothing was wrong. The love story that fans had admired for years was visibly crumbling piece by piece. Meanwhile, Remy was stuck in her own storm. She felt cornered by the public, by Pap, by the endless chatter of fans dissecting her every move. During one heated phone call with a confidant, she allegedly cried, "Everyone thinks I'm this monster. No one knows the truth. Pop won't even look at me the same. I don't even know how we got here." But Pap's refusal was clear. He told multiple people in his inner circle the same thing. "If that baby ain't mine, it ain't mine. I can't raise it. I won't raise it. I love Remy, but I won't compromise who I am." The divide was growing larger by the day. Remy's family tried to intervene, urging Pop to be patient, to at least wait until the truth was confirmed. But Pap was too hurt, too angry, and too determined to protect his pride. At a family dinner, things came to a boiling point. Remy's sister reportedly told Pop, "You can't just walk away from her now. This is when she needs you the most." Pap shook his head, his jaw tight. "I've given her more chances than anyone ever would. I won't be made a fool of. Not by her, not by him." Remy, sitting across the table, slammed her fork down. "So that's it? You'd rather believe the streets than believe me?" Pap's silence was louder than any words he could have spoken. The night ended with Remy storming out, tears streaming down her face, while Pop stayed behind, slumped in his chair, staring at his untouched plate. Outside, cameras caught Remy leaving alone, her face hidden behind oversized sunglasses. Within minutes, the pictures hit the blogs, and the narrative only grew darker. As the world watched, one question echoed louder than all others. Was this the end of Papoose and Remy Ma's legendary love story? But what no one knew at that moment was that the situation was about to get even uglier, because just days later, a shocking new twist would throw gasoline on an already raging fire, pushing Pap and Remy's marriage to the very edge. The twist came faster than anyone expected. One morning, while blogs were still recycling the same grainy paparazzi photos of Remy leaving the family dinner in tears, a well-known gossip site dropped what they claimed was exclusive proof of Eazy and Remy's secret relationship. They released text messages, alleged voice notes, and even a blurry photo of Eazy and Remy sitting together in what looked like a quiet corner of a restaurant. The internet erupted instantly. Fans scrolled through the messages with disbelief. Some thought they looked fake, others swore they were real, but one line stood out above everything else. Remy supposedly wrote, "I don't know how to tell him. He'll never forgive me." Pap saw it too. Sources say he was sitting in the living room scrolling in silence, his face tightening with every word. When Remy walked into the room, he didn't even look up. He just muttered, "So it's true." Remy froze. "What are you talking about? Pap tossed the phone onto the couch, the screen still glowing with the messages. "Explain this. Explain why the whole world thinks you've been sneaking around behind my back." Remy's eyes widened. "You really believe some blog over me? They'll do anything for clicks, Pap. You know that." But Pap's patience had finally snapped. "Then why does it sound just like you? Why does it sound exactly like the woman I thought I knew?" The argument spiraled quickly, voices rising, emotions boiling over. Neighbors later claimed they could hear shouting through the walls, the kind of raw, unfiltered rage that only comes when love is mixed with betrayal. "I gave up everything for us," Pop shouted. "My career, my time, my peace of mind. I built you up when you were locked away. I stood in courtrooms, in interviews, on stages, screaming your name. And this is what I get back?" Remy's voice cracked, anger tangled with pain. You think this life is easy for me? You think I asked for all these rumors, all these people dissecting my every move? You don't even see me anymore, Pap. You only see the gossip. The fight ended with Pap slamming the door and leaving the house. That same night, fans spotted him at a bar in Brooklyn with a few close friends. He wasn't his usual calm, collected self. He looked restless, sipping a drink he barely touched, scrolling through his phone. One witness told a blog, Pap looked like a man carrying the whole world on his shoulders. His boys tried to cheer him up, but you could see he wasn't hearing it. Meanwhile, Remy was left alone, fielding calls from family, friends, and even business partners who wanted to know what was happening. One insider revealed that she broke down during a phone call with her publicist, saying, "I can't keep living like this. Every move I make is being twisted. I feel like I'm drowning." But the drama didn't stop there. The very next day, Eazy posted another cryptic message, a picture of a gold baby bracelet engraved with the initials RJ. Fans lost their minds. Was RJ short for Remy Jr.? Was it a direct shot at Pap? Speculation ran wild, and within hours, ERJ was trending. Pap's friends urged him not to respond, to keep quiet and let the storm pass. But Pap was a man of pride. According to one of his longtime associates, Pap snapped, "He wants to play games with jewelry and captions? Fine. But he won't be playing games with me." Tensions between Pap and Eazy boiled into something much bigger than rumors. Whispers began about a confrontation behind the scenes. Some say Pap pulled up on Eazy at a studio late at night, demanding answers. Though no cameras caught the exchange, insiders claimed it got heated fast. "You think it's funny disrespecting my family?" Pap allegedly barked, standing chest to chest with Eazy. Eazy, smirking, supposedly replied, "Funny thing is, maybe it's not your family anymore." Those words were like gasoline on fire. People say Pap had to be held back by others in the room. His fists clenched, his face twisted with rage. Eazy, calm and smug, walked away without another word, leaving Pap seething. When news of the confrontation leaked, fans were torn. Some applauded Pap for standing up for himself, others criticized him for letting emotions get the better of him. One fan tweeted, "Pap should have just walked away. Fighting over this only makes Eazy win." Another wrote, "Nah, Pap is human. Imagine holding your wife down for years just to hear another dude taunt you. I'd lose it too." Back at home, the divide between Pap and Remy grew colder. They barely spoke, except to argue. Their daughter noticed the tension, asking questions neither of them wanted to answer. "Why don't you and Mommy smile anymore?" she asked one night. Pap's heart broke hearing it, but he couldn't find the words. Remy, for her part, was trying to keep her composure, but the pressure was unbearable. During a rehearsal for a performance, she reportedly broke down in tears backstage, whispering to a friend, "I feel like I've already lost him, no matter what I say." The industry buzzed with speculation. Talk shows debated the scandal. Podcasts dissected every cryptic post, and even other rappers weighed in. One rapper joked in an interview, "Man, if Pap walks away, that's on her. He was the blueprint." The clip went viral, and the comments were ruthless. Pap saw the clip, and it only hardened his resolve. "Everyone's laughing at me now," he muttered bitterly to a friend. "I won't be the punchline. I'd rather walk away." Remy tried one last time to reach him. She arranged a quiet dinner at a restaurant where they used to go during their early years together. She wore his favorite color, ordered his favorite meal, and tried to remind him of the love they once shared. But Pap was cold. He barely touched. His food barely looked at her. "Pap, please," Remy whispered across the table, her eyes glossy. "We can fix this. Don't let outsiders tear us apart." Pap sighed, shaking his head slowly. "You want me to raise another man's baby, Rem. How do you fix that?" Tears rolled down her cheeks. "You don't even know if it's true." His silence said everything. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, another bombshell dropped, this time from someone no one expected. A woman claiming to be Eazy's ex surfaced online with a video, saying she had proof of everything. She claimed she had been with Eazy during the same time he was allegedly seeing Remy, and that she knew things that would destroy the whole narrative. Fans were glued to their screens. Was she telling the truth? Was this a setup? Or was the scandal about to spiral into something even messier? Whatever the case, the damage was done. Pop and Remy's marriage was hanging by a single thread, and the entire hip-hop world was waiting to see if it would snap. And then, one late night, paparazzi cameras caught Pop leaving a hotel alone, looking exhausted, while Remy was spotted at a completely different location, her face hidden but her body language screaming pain. The pictures only fueled the rumors that separation was already underway. But just when everyone thought the story had hit its peak, the woman with the proof went live on Instagram, promising to reveal everything about Eazy, Remy, and the baby. The internet froze. Fans rushed to tune in, and Pap sat silently in his car, watching on his phone, bracing for whatever storm was about to hit next. The live began with shaky camera quality and a woman sitting in a dimly lit room, her face half hidden by a hoodie. At first, viewers didn't know if it was real or just another clout-chasing stunt. But within minutes, the chat exploded. It was her, Eazy's ex-girlfriend, known in certain circles as Naya, and she came prepared. "I'm tired of being quiet," she said, her voice trembling but steady. "Everybody painting Eazy like some innocent man in all this. But let me tell y'all something. He's been lying to everybody. To me, to Remy, to y'all. I was with him when all this was going on. I've got the receipts." And then she dropped them. Screenshots of hotel reservations, voice recordings of late-night calls, even pictures of Eazy's sneakers by her bedside table. The comments went wild. "OMG, this is crazy," one fan typed. "She really got the receipts." Another wrote, "Nah, Eazy messy. He played everybody." But the most shocking moment came when Nia revealed a voice note where Eazy allegedly bragged, "Remy don't even know what she want. Pop too strict, too old school. With me, she feel young again. Watch, that baby gonna have my smile." The live went viral instantly. Blogs reposted it, fans dissected every detail, and within an hour, the internet crowned Naya the whistleblower of the year. Pop was watching silently in his car. His hands gripped the steering wheel so tight his knuckles turned white. He played the voice note again and again, each time his chest tightening, his heart sinking. Meanwhile, Remy was at home, pacing the floor, phone buzzing nonstop. She couldn't escape it. Friends, family, fans, even haters were blowing up her line. Her cousin called, demanding answers. "Rem, what is going on? Is any of this true?" Remy broke down. "I don't even know anymore. I don't know how to fight this when everyone's already decided who I am." Her family tried to shield her, but the pressure only grew. Fans who once celebrated her as a queen were now divided. Half accused her of betrayal, the other half insisted she was a victim of a smear campaign. Pap, on the other hand, grew colder. When his mother called, trying to calm him, he snapped, "Ma, don't ask me to raise another man's child. I can't. Do it. I won't do it. I'd rather lose her than lose myself." The family was officially split. Some sided with Remy, saying Pop needed to forgive. That loyalty meant sticking it out through everything. Others backed Pap, saying no man should be expected to carry that kind of weight. And while the family fought, Eazy stayed quiet, almost smugly silent, as if enjoying the chaos. He didn't address Nia's live, didn't confirm or deny the allegations. Instead, he posted a picture of himself in the studio with the caption, "Energy don't lie." Fans interpreted it as a jab at Pap, and the comments were brutal. Pap saw it and his rage boiled over. "He thinks this is a game, mocking me while my family falls apart," he told a close friend. "Nah, this ain't just about a baby anymore. This is about respect." And I can't stand next to a woman who lets another man disrespect me like this. Remy tried once more to bridge the gap. One evening, she showed up at Pap's studio session unannounced. She looked exhausted, eyes red from crying, but she stood tall. "Pap, please," she said softly. "We've been through worse. Don't let this break us." Pap turned slowly, his eyes heavy. "Worse? Rem, what's worse than me being laughed at by the world? What's worse than me raising my head high while another man claims my wife and her baby?" Remy's voice cracked. "Because it's not true. I don't care what Nia says. I don't care what the blogs say. You should know me better than this." Pap shook his head. "Then why can't you just look me in the eye and say it never happened?" The silence that followed was deafening. Remy opened her mouth, but no words came out. Pap's heart sank. "That's all I needed to know," he muttered, turning back to his work. Remy left in tears, her footsteps echoing in the hallway. The industry buzz only intensified. Some rappers began to pick sides. A veteran artist tweeted, "Pap too solid to be treated like this. Loyalty gotta mean something." While another wrote, "Y'all don't know the full story. Stop dragging Remy till the truth comes out." But the truth was more complicated than anyone expected. Nia wasn't done. Days later, she released another piece of evidence, a photo of a baby ultrasound with Eazy's name listed as the emergency contact. The internet broke. Fans flooded comment sections. "So it's really his kid? Pap gotta walk away now." Remy played the long game but got caught. Pap stared at the image for a long time, his mind racing. He didn't speak, didn't move, just stared. Finally, he whispered to himself, "This is it. I can't come back from this." His friends tried to console him, but Pap had already made up his mind. He called Remy that night. "I can't do this anymore," he said flatly. "If that baby ain't mine, then neither is this marriage. I won't raise it. I won't pretend. I'm done." Remy's sobs echoed through the phone. "Pap, please, don't leave me like this. Not after everything we've built." But the line went silent. The next morning, Pap packed a bag and left their shared home. Paparazzi caught him loading luggage into his car, his face hidden under a cap, refusing to answer questions. Remy was seen later that day, looking broken, clutching her daughter's hand tightly as they left the house. The blogs had their headline, "Pap walks out on Remy." But the story was far from over. Because just as fans were preparing to mourn, the end of one of hip-hop's most iconic couples, another curveball hit. Nia, the ex who had exposed everything, suddenly disappeared from social media. All her accounts deleted, all her posts wiped clean. It was as if she had never existed. Fans speculated wildly. Did Eazy silence her? Did she take hush money? Or was she never telling the truth to begin with? Pap sat alone in his hotel room, staring at the blank screen of his phone, wondering if he had just ended his marriage over lies. And Remy, sitting in their empty home, whispered to herself, "What if none of this was ever real?" The questions hung heavy in the air. Nobody knew the truth anymore, but everyone knew one thing. This family was unraveling in front of the world, and the next move would determine whether it was destroyed forever or somehow salvaged. And then, one night, as Pap sat in his hotel, his phone lit up with a message from an unknown number. It read, "You don't know the whole story. Meet me tomorrow. I'll tell you everything." Pap stared at the message, his mind racing. Was it Nia? Was it someone else? And what truth could possibly change everything he thought he knew? Pap sat on the edge of his hotel bed, staring at the message on his phone. "You don't know the whole story. Meet me tomorrow. I'll tell you everything." His mind raced. It could be Nia. It could be some random fan trying to exploit the situation. Or it could be someone connected to Remy or Eazy, ready to blow the lid off everything. Sleep never came that night. Pap paced the room, replaying the past months in his head. The laughter at the party, the cryptic posts, Nia's bombshell live, The ultrasound photo. Had he been played? Or had he just walked out on the love of his life over smoke and mirrors? The next afternoon, Pap drove to the address attached to the message, a quiet cafe tucked in a corner of the Bronx. When he walked in, his eyes immediately landed on the hooded figure sitting in the back booth. He approached cautiously, sliding into the seat across from them. The figure pulled down the hood. It wasn't Nia. It wasn't Remy. It wasn't anyone Pop expected. It was one of Eazy's closest friends, a man Pop recognized from industry events. "Why am I here?" Pap asked, his voice low and guarded. The man leaned in, his tone serious. "Because you've been fed lies." "Nia?" She was telling the truth about being with Eazy. But the part about the baby? That was staged, set up. All those posts, all that drama. It was a game. Eazy wanted to get under your skin. He wanted to make you crack. He knew if the world believed the baby was his, you'd walk away from Remy. Apps. Chest tightened. Why? Why would he do that? The man hesitated. Because he's been jealous of you for years. Jealous of the respect you get. Jealous of the way Remy looks at you. He thought if he could break you two apart, he'd win. But that ultrasound photo Nia showed? It was fake. Photoshopped. He paid her to stir the pot. Pap sat back in shock, his mind spinning. "You're telling me I left my wife, my family over a lie? Over a lie?" The man nodded grimly. "He played you, Pap, and now he's sitting back laughing at the chaos." Pap's heart sank. He had walked out on Remy, humiliated her publicly, shattered their foundation, all because he let Eazy manipulate him. That night, Pap drove back to the house he had abandoned. Remy was there, sitting in the living room, her eyes swollen from crying. When she saw him at the door, she froze. "What are you doing here?" Her voice was flat, empty. Pap stepped inside slowly. "Rem, I need to talk." Remy crossed her arms, her pain spilling into her words. "Now you want to talk? After walking out? After telling the whole world you won't raise my baby? Do you know what that did to me? To us?" Pap swallowed hard. "I know I hurt you. I know I broke everything we built. But Rem, I found out the truth. Eazy set us up. Nia was lying about the baby. It was never his. He wanted to break us apart." Remy shook her head, tears streaming again. "And you believed him. You believed the world, but not me. Not the woman who sat in a cell while you held me down. Not the woman who gave you everything?" Pap's voice cracked raw with regret. "Because I was scared. Because the thought of raising another man's child, it broke me. But I see now, I let him play me. And I'm sorry, Rem. I'm so sorry." The room was thick with silence. For the first time, Remy saw the pain in Pap's eyes, the guilt eating at him. But the wound was deep. "Sorry doesn't fix this," she whispered. "Sorry doesn't erase the nights I cried alone while you sat in a hotel. Sorry doesn't erase the way the world sees me now. You left me when I needed you most." Pap fell to his knees, his voice trembling. "Then tell me what to do. Tell me how to make this right. Because I can't lose you, Rem. Not like this." The moment hung heavy. Remy turned away, wiping her face, her body shaking with sobs. Outside the house, paparazzi had already gathered. They captured images of Pap on his knees, begging, while Remy stood over him, torn between anger and love. The photos went viral within minutes. Fans were stunned. Some saw it as redemption, others as desperation. "Pap finally realized the truth," one fan wrote. "But is it too late?" Another added, "Remy deserves better. He should have trusted her from the jump." Inside, the conversation continued. Remy finally spoke, her tone softer but still wounded. "If we're going to fix this, Pap, it has to start with trust. No more outsiders, no more gossip, no more letting the world dictate what we are. Either you're with me or you're not." Pap nodded desperately. I'm with you. Always. I'll fight for us. I'll fight harder than I ever have. But the path to healing wasn't simple. Fans were still divided. The industry was buzzing, and Eazy wasn't backing down. In fact, just days later, he dropped a diss track aimed directly at Pap, with lyrics mocking his loyalty and hinting at secrets no one knew. The track lit up social media, sparking debates and reigniting the flames of the scandal. Pap heard it, his jaw tightening, but this time he didn't explode. Instead, he told Remy, "Let him talk. The truth always comes out, and when it does, he'll be the one left looking weak." Remy, for the first time in weeks, cracked a small smile. "That's the Pap I know." As the dust began to settle, the couple slowly started to rebuild, attending therapy together, leaning on close friends, and keeping their circle tighter than ever. But the scars of the scandal remained. In one candid moment during a private conversation, Pap admitted, "I don't know if the world will ever see us the same again, but as long as you see me, as long as you still believe in us, I'll keep going." Remy held his hand, her eyes heavy but sincere. "Then we fight together, like we always have." The story that began as whispers of betrayal ended as a testament to survival, but with lingering questions. Could Pap ever fully forgive himself for doubting her? Could Remy truly heal from the public humiliation? And would Eazy ever face consequences for playing puppet master in their downfall? One thing was certain. The saga of Pap, Remy, and Eazy had left fans shocked, divided, and hungry for answers. And though the couple vowed to stand strong, the shadow of what happened would always linger, reminding everyone that even the strongest love stories can nearly shatter under the weight of betrayal, lies, and pride. As the cameras continued to follow their every move, the world waited, wondering if this was truly a new chapter for Pap and Remy, or just the calm before another storm. And there you have it, the scandal that shook the hip-hop world to its core. What started as whispers of betrayal spiraled into one of the messiest public dramas we've ever seen. Papoose, once hailed as the blueprint of loyalty, found himself pushed to the edge by rumors, cryptic posts, and staged receipts. Remy Ma, the queen who had always stood tall, was left fighting not only for her marriage, but for her dignity in front of millions. And Eazy? Well, whether you see him as the mastermind or the villain, his role in this saga can't be denied. But after all the fights, the tears, the walkouts, and the shocking revelations, the question still remains. Is this truly the end of Pap and Remy's legendary love story? Or is it the beginning of a stronger, more unshakable bond? Can a relationship survive this level of betrayal and humiliation, even if it was all based on lies? Or has the damage already been done, leaving scars too deep to ever fully heal? One thing is certain. Fans are divided, emotions are high, and the entire music industry is watching closely to see what happens next. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Pap was wrong for doubting Remy and walking away? Or would you have done the same in his position? Do you believe Remy can ever trust him again after he let the world tear them apart? And most importantly, do you think Eazy's scheme will come back to haunt him? Or will he walk away untouched? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this story isn't just about them. It's about how far love, loyalty, and pride can be tested in the public eye. Make sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next chapter in this explosive saga. Trust me, you're going to want to stay tuned.